This is the Sidewinder Mini, the latest iteration on one of the coolest products that we've ever launched, the Sidewinder knife. I was out to dinner with some friends and Chen was there. We were at a Korean barbecue place in Flushing, Queens, which is a great thing to go do.
I actually brought this with me, just thought that I could ask Zach or Hunter for their expertise in how we could get this thing manufactured.
In the middle of the meal, Chen reaches across the table and he's like, "Hey, Zach, check this out." I go to open it and there's this movement that is incredibly surprising. It does something that is unlike anything I've ever seen before. It felt like seeing an invention.
These are some of the earlier prototypes. There's no locking mechanism. There's some physical problems where they bind, and if any of these pieces are slightly out of tolerance, they just won't fit.
At that time, it was sort of a rough gem. I knew that we could add a lot of value, so I proposed that to him basically instantly. I said, would you be open to us launching it as a collaboration? I took the sample from the restaurant and I brought it to the office the next day, and I said to Hunter, you have to see this. Chen and Kai Williams are really creative explorers. They play with materials, they cut things up, they recombine them. They toe the line between design and art. In the instance of the Sidewinder knife, it goes back to Kai's experience with parallel rulers as a kid and having this hunch that that could be applied to something else.
I was using this as an 8-year-old child as a toy sword. It's an abstract of geometry that's shown in physical form.
We worked with Craig Hill because we've always looked at them with awe, not understanding how they manufacture to this level of precision.
We spent a couple years really refining. We kept hitting these roadblocks, thinking we'd solved a problem. It's not quite resolved over and over again. And we had a enduring belief that if we could make it work, people were gonna like it. So we launched it in March.
This is insane.
The response was frankly overwhelming.
How'd you guys make this?
Isn't that the most satisfying handle you've ever seen?
The knife to me always was a sort of a desk object. It was a kinetic toy along the lines of Craig Hill's other puzzles.
We wanted the hand feel to be substantial, but perhaps it's a little bit too much to be in your pocket all day. We decided that we would want to create some other versions, something that was smaller and easily carryable.
Rather than shrinking it overall, what if we sort of just removed the middle? We took all of the complexity of the original Sidewinder. It's all there. It's just in this much smaller package.
There's 8 different thrust bearings in this one tiny knife, which is sort of a perverse number of parts in such a small object.
Yeah, it's almost like a little machine. Part of the joy is how smoothly everything moves. You know, that's why there's so many bearings in it. The blade geometry was something that we looked at a lot.
We ended up landing on this new shape of blade, a hybrid of a Tonto and a drop point blade. It looks like a talon. The blade is stainless steel, the body is aluminum. We opted for aluminum because it's really strong and it's really light.
I imagine it as sort of the ultimate in breaking down boxes, cutting straps.
You could sharpen a pencil, cut those nets that you get at the grocery store.
Peel off the skin on your pear or apple.
Cut a loose thread off of a shirt.
Hack your way out of any situations that come along.
Yeah, I mean, you know what knives do. We also decided to make a deluxe version. Hunter and I have always been big fans of Chen and Kai's approach to ornamentation.
For a very long time, we've been using abalone shell.
Abalone shell is this microcosm in the world that you can stare at for hours.
Each dot has different colors because each shell is different. We are able to bring natural variation into something that is machined and very much man-made object.
How inventions almost always occur is it's the unexpected recombination of existing things, but no one had yet seen their potential.
I think our brains are always looking to match shapes. When things click together, I think there's just something incredibly satisfying to us. It's like, we did it, or something, you know?
You completed the problem.
Yeah.
There's 11 of us here in our office in Brooklyn, and a lot of our ability to take the risks that we have, we've been afforded the opportunity by the Kickstarter community. And it's also allowed us to stay independent and to be developing new objects that scratch the itch of the folks who are pumped about the same things that we are.